having a more mature mindset than I've had in the past when the city's had other major events going on that I didn't, I only participated in as a consumer. You need to be focusing on finding that for you, because I promise you, your next $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, whatever the case may be, is a handshake away. It's being in the right room, being seen with the right people. We have to make those sacrifices, bite down, separate ourselves to become something of value, to become influential, to be somebody that can move the needle in society. My city is going to be on fire next year in 2025, especially the first half or so, maybe the first 5 months or so of 2025. New Orleans is going to be on fire when it comes to economic opportunities, when it comes to the money that's going to flow through the city, when it comes to the type of people that are going to be in my city. New Orleans is going to be on fire next year at the time of this recording. We got the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras literally barely a month, 6 weeks apart. Those two events alone are some of the biggest celebrations, biggest sporting events in the world at any given time. That alone is billions and billions and billions of dollars in revenue and economic activity happening in a city that's this big. So the rest of the year, if you know anything about New Orleans, festivals, we got all kind of other things going on in New Orleans, not to mention one of the most historic cities in the country. This is going to be one of those economic opportunities where you're only a handshake away from life-changing money. You're only one handshake away from life-changing money. Having a more mature mindset than I've had in the past when the city's had other major events going on that I didn't, only participated in as a consumer. Now that I have a, healthy corporate career in banking and finance, I already have great proximity to business owners and, influential individuals in my city, making a face and making a name for myself, not functioning around them like a celebrity, but functioning as equals, adding value into their lives, into their businesses. I have actual business owners that I work with that are my clients in my portfolio that are going to be throwing significant events and capturing as much of this traffic in the city as they can pull off in their businesses. And it's also been a gift for me because as I've matured, I've also gotten into public speaking. And, we host events at the financial institution I work at. I've done a good enough job to where I've been invited and personally, invited and requested to come to other events at a larger scale in my city to speak, financially and be one of the prominent speakers, panels, etc. And that has spilled over into business owners that I've added tremendous value to their business and personal finances and helped them, breathe life and fuel into their ideas and their visions financially, bringing me into their circles as they've made great connections. 2025 is going to be an opportunity, even if just the first half of the year, where everything that you normally would travel to try to get to, proximity to important influential people, proximity to, certain levels of events and economic activity that you might normally have to go, who knows how many states or possibly outside of your country to reach, I'm gonna have in my backyard for a number of weeks at a time. This is gonna be an opportunity for me to continue to expand on the infrastructure I've built to make strong connections and have value, be a respectable member of certain circles and peer groups, to be pulled into certain rooms and to be caught in the spotlight of somebody else's, vision, or caught in the spotlight of somebody else's well-organized opportunities or events. I'm going to be in a position where I'll be able to be a part of that by just being myself and adding value. And that's going to lead to great opportunities because it's already happened in the past. The scale and scope of that could be tremendous for me. I don't know who I'm going to meet. I don't know whose hand I'm going to end up shaking. I don't know what type of conversations or business opportunities can come. Me just being in the corporate career alone that I have, not even mentioning the business side of it. The corporate career alone I have is value in itself. As bad as the rap as financial professionals have gotten in certain circles and certain parts of the mainstream society, those of us that are good are extremely valuable in any room because money is always a topic of conversation. And when you can add value around money, personal business finances, lending, investing, when you can add value in those arenas, it's not hard for you to have a valuable and important conversation and display value with people early. Now, I did saying all of this to say for you in particular, wherever you live in at city-wise, the proximity that you may be, wherever your background may be, your skill set may be in, this is how you need to be thinking about your opportunities. This is something that took years of maturation and bumping my head for me to understand because I'm a very introverted person. I'm not a social person as far as going out, but I am great with people. I have great interpersonal skills. I'm a genuine person. I'm a real stand-up guy. Like, no idiot, no pushover, none of that. Like, people pick up on these things and this authenticity, and I'm uniquely myself. I'm not trying to be anybody else, and that's down to my most basic functions. You need to be focusing on finding that for you, because I promise you, your next 100,000, $500,000, $1 million, whatever the case may be, is a handshake away. It's being in the right room, being seen with the right people, making the right connections with the right people, genuinely, and letting those interactions scale up to economic activity. Business owners, I can't think but to crack a smirk or a smile when I think about, because I'm genuinely proud of what they're doing, but I'm also proud to be a part of their legacy and be a part of their growth. They're gonna continue to see me as a relevant part of their life for the foreseeable future and their businesses. And as they shake hands with people and get connected with people, as conversations come up for recommendations and referrals, connections being made, my name, my brand is gonna continue to get plugged into these things. And I got the Super Bowl and Mardi Gras happening literally back to back in my city. Amongst everything else that's gonna be going down in New Orleans anyway. The first few years, first quarter, so January through March, April is gonna be crazy in my city. And the opportunity for me to just go to the right events, to be at the right places at the right times, to cross paths and shake hands with the right people can lead to tremendous financial advancement for me over time. And I want you to be cognizant of the same thing. As some of you stay in are near very powerful hubs for influence and economic activity. Some of you are very close to it and may not be taking advantage of it. And it's something that you need to be cognizant. It's not all about self-development by itself. You are self-developing yourself to interject yourself back into the world, back into society, a better, stronger, smarter, more valuable person. It's not to go isolated to stay there. You're developing yourself to come back out into the world and have impact. The story of Batman is something I think is relevant for all of us, and this is random as hell, but to just drive this point home, his parents got killed. He went to the Himalayas or whatever that was. He went to train amongst the monks and advance himself. He went monk mode for years, learning different skill sets, how to fight, building grit, building determination, putting himself through the worst, because he had a vision to plug himself back into Gotham and solve a problem and add value. That's the same thing that all of us have to do in order to advance ourselves, especially as men. We have to make those sacrifices, bite down, separate ourselves to become something of value, to become influential, to be somebody that can move the needle in society and people's lives and people's businesses. You do these things and develop them to bring them back out into the world and bring value to the world and advance the narrative forward and push the needle forward. So for me, I've put in that work and continuing to put in that work. I'm nowhere near done with that journey, but I've gotten myself to a point where I can come back outside. And I've done that the last couple years or so of my life. I've put myself in uncomfortable positions, speaking in front of people, panels, literally being interviewed in panels for, financial advice and guidance for people, and not just like people right off the street. I've been in rooms with people who are politicians, community leaders, etc. Some of my clients are influential people in my city, and I have a recognizable face and brand because I put myself in that position. I learned, I studied, I took action, I put myself in those positions. I didn't just get book smart, I invested. I made financial moves. I've done these things. I can speak to them from hands-on experience, not just book smart or intellectual capacity. And that's put me in a position on top of the authenticity of my personality where people actually are starting to know who I am, and I haven't even really gotten outside yet. 2025 is a tremendous opportunity for me to make my next 6 to 7 figure moves or plant the seeds for them by continuing to leverage the things that I've developed in myself out into the marketplace, connect with the right people, strengthen the relationships that I've built. And I'm hoping that you have the same mindset. You're probably not in my city or in my market, but there's something happening where you are. There's things happening where you are in your backyard or not that far away. And if they are that far away, get on a plane, rent a car, get your ass over there and get in the mix. Do the work, add value, position yourself, and get yourself in the mix, because you are here to add value, solve a problem, and make the environment around you, the community around you, and individual people's lives better. You have a purpose, you have a root to do that. You have been here, you're placed here to do that. You're not just a number, you're not a statistic, you're not just these things. You have an individualized purpose, and you definitely can have a great financial upside from doing so. Money chases value. Money chases value. You're only a handshake away from life-changing money. Remember that. Comment down below, let me know know what market you're in, what city you're in, and let me know some of the activities that are happening around you in 2025 that your business, your skill set, your ideas, your brand can get in proximity to and have a great financial impact from it. Let me know in the comment section down below where you are, how things are looking for you in 2025, and how you're going to advance financially and make strong connections on the way doing so. To all my pioneers, welcome back. To my new viewers, welcome in. As always, I want each and every one of you to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon. This is my blueprint for financial empowerment and self-sufficiency. This is my blueprint for optimal health and body mastery. This is my blueprint for mental, physical, and spiritual momentum. This is my blueprint for prosperity.